I sometimes wonder with other African leaders, do you think what the Kenyan president, President Ruto, is doing, is it for the benefit of Kenya as a country, or is it for his own benefit? Welcoming Macron to Kenya, signing deals, the deals that even we don't know. As we are speaking now, 800 mercenaries, soldiers from France, they're in Mombasa. They want to build a military base in Mombasa. Do you think that is okay? So let's watch what Maponga is talking about in relations to that. Then when we come back, we can analyze the video further. If it's your first time, like the video, share it with a friend. Let's watch this.
The French president coming here with the military is painful because it happens. I was in Burkina Faso 2 weeks ago. In the Sahel resistance. The 15 countries right now that are still struggling with French colonization are still there. And Macron comes here to make friends with Kenya, but he's an enemy of Burkina Faso, of Mali, of Niger, of Chad, of Central Africa, of Togo, of Ivory Coast. How do you think that a snake, you hear that it has just finished the chickens next door? It has swallowed all the eggs.
Yeah.
And the stomach is still swollen. And he begins seething his way towards your home. And you make it a
You
pet.
allow him.
No, you don't even make it a pet. You go and put it next to your chicken. No, it will lie there for a few days digesting what it has eaten. But it will eat again. So I don't trust Macron. He's one of the worst snakes that we can actually consider here. And for your own information, France is on fire right now. And why do you think that Macron would want to come and fix Africa when he can't fix his own country? I find it as a joke. And this one is for Ruto himself. We can never trust you as a leader when you hear that the man that you call your friend is killing your brothers. How friendly will he be to you when he's killing me? How good is Macron in Kenya when he is so horrible in Burkina Faso? Does a leopard change its spots? I don't think so. And if you have doubt in what I'm saying, Your Excellency, Ruto, go back and do your history and find out what has been the impact of the French in terms of their history. From America to the Caribbean to Africa. Take that CV and put it in front of Macron and you will know the monster that you are dealing with. He has not changed. Macron is not the president.
Okay.
Macron is the CEO of multinational French oligarchs, thugs of the highest order, the elite who are sending him to come and do deals on their behalf. So even signing with Macron, you are dealing with established colonialists who have been here from the French Revolution, time past, with wealth that spins into hundreds of years.
I think it must be the deals that are being signed. These deals are not beneficial to Kenya as a country. And if they are beneficial to Kenya as a country, then I think the president is benefiting more than what the country is going to benefit from. Because tell me, why is it that, what is it so important that you have to welcome France in Kenya? When France as a country has been chased away from the Sahel region, okay? I know even the leaders in the Sahel region, they're even wondering what this president did. Why are you welcoming Macron in Kenya when we chased Macron from the Western, the Western Africa? It is sad because one of the most pernicious colonial masters is France. And you can take it to the bank. One of the most pernicious colonial masters is France. And you see, France has realized that it is losing its grip. So it is just looking for where it can cling so that it cannot lose relevance. And you know what? The best place that France has found is Kenya. As we're speaking now, we have 800 military officers from France in Mombasa. Mombasa is a city in Kenya. And they are in Mombasa to set up a military base. Can you even imagine that? Can you even imagine that? When they've been chased away from Burkina Faso, they've been chased away from Niger, they've been chased away from Mali, they are being chased away from Senegal and other western parts of African countries. Then one of the East African countries is welcoming him. Well, I cannot say the country. Of course, the country is Kenya. But one of the leaders, let me just say the leaders in East Africa that is welcoming this president of France is President Ruto of Kenya. Can you imagine that? President Ruto of Kenya welcoming the French president in East Africa. It is sad. It is sad. And is a betrayal in one way or another. It is a betrayal in one way or another. And permit me to say this, because I think when it comes to trade between France and Kenya, for example, France must be benefiting more than we as Kenyans are benefiting. More than we as Africans are benefiting. France must be benefiting more. Because tell me, in fact, if you go to Kenya, one of the leading gas stations in Kenya, they all come from France. Biggest supermarkets in Kenya, they are all coming from France. And I'm sure, soon and very soon, French television will be opened in Kenya. A television network belonging to France will be opened in Kenya. Something that is not accepted in the Sahel region. Just 2 weeks ago, Burkina Faso and President Traore, they banned a French television network from operating in Burkina Faso. But here, Kenyans are welcoming the French troops. They're welcoming the French president. But let me not say all Kenyans, because as a matter of fact, during the conference, some of the Kenyans, they were protesting against what was happening in Kenya at that moment. They were protesting. In fact, the president of France had to wake up and calm people down because people were very bitter, people were very angry to what was happening in the room. That look, why are you welcoming France while we, other African countries, have chased France away from operating in our countries? That was a betrayal. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for seeing that Africa is going to be great. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you, because we as Africans, we must propel this continent to another level. See you next time.